guys, right? Since my last bit of filming, it's been a couple of weeks. I'm just catching up on where I was. I've been away for a couple of weeks with my wife. She did a stint in rehab hospital to help her get mobile again. It seems to have worked, and they've got her medication sorted out a bit more than it was. So it seems to have been a successful trip. So back to this, the last of the little lifeboats to be done. You can see that where I did the last one, I just get some glue along here, make it tidy, and we'll stick it down like that, and then it goes just like that. Now I've got to sit and hold it for a few minutes just to keep it in place. We'll do a whole load of trimming in a little while. This will be fun. It's going to need a bit of sanding, it's going to need a bit of smoothing down, but you'll see the end effect will be quite effective. And a bit of filling to be put in here, and we'll do that. Okay, is that going to stick? Nope. This is the problem when you haven't been at it for a while. Is the glue still effective? Yeah, it should be. So I'll put another lot in. Must admit, I'm a bit disappointed that didn't stick in. But then the wood has been allowed to dry out. So. Right, let's see if this is going to do it. So against the edge like that, and then pull it in. So let's get some things to hold it in. I was having trouble finding my second clamp there for a minute. Now I can see that that's held in. Right, leave that setting for a couple of minutes and we'll come back to it. Right guys, you can tell I hadn't been at it for a while. I put all these on and I'm going to have to take them all off because they're the wrong size pieces of wood that I've used all the way over this. I should be using 0.5 by 3 and I'm using 1.5 by 5, which is obviously the wrong wood. So somehow I've got to try and get all of these off. Leave it with me and I'll come back to you hopefully when I've got all this planking off, and we'll get it correct then. Okay, see you in a few seconds. Right guys, I don't know if you caught on to my last little bit of video. I had planked all of this with the wrong size planking. Hopefully I've just corrected all that, and I'm back now to where I was. Well, for you it was only a few seconds ago, for me it was a month ago. Right guys, I don't know why my phone was overheating yesterday, but well, let's try it without connecting it to the computer and we'll see how we get on. I'm going to finish planking these two sides in the usual way, same as if you were doing a big ship, but these get done exactly the same way. So I'll carry on with this and I'll come back to you when I've got them done. See you in a minute. Right guys, welcome back. See if I can get this video finished today. I put some filler on here, as you can see. I'm just taking the excess off, and the next job will be to separate the boat from its base, and then we'll rub it down a bit more. But right now I just want to clean it up a little bit. I mean, all in all, I'm quite happy with that. I mean, by the time it's painted and cleaned up a little bit, you won't see some of the flaws that I can see from close up. So I was looking at some information. I remember I said that my phone was getting very hot. I was using the phone as a camera, and it was getting very hot, and I couldn't understand why. It's connected to the computer. It says here if you're charging at the same time as you're filming, it can cause a problem. But I've never seen that before. Anyway, I put my technical director onto it, and he doesn't think there's a problem. Just that it's getting hot, that's all. When it gets hot, all you can do is stop, let it cool down. Right, my next job, that's got a nice shape to it. By the time it's primed, you won't see anything. This has got to be trimmed at the front. One side has to be taken back a little bit. But what I'm going to do is separate it from the base first. Now, I don't know if you can see it in, let me see if I can get in there. You see the black line just there? Well, that's the cut line. So what I'm going to do is cut it a bit higher. And we'll see if I can get it to separate. So, bear with me, I'll be back in a few seconds. Right guys, I scuttled through it a little bit. Just, you've seen all this before, primed it all, came out not too bad. I might have to trim that corner off a little bit. But I'm going to just rub down a few bits here that I can see, even with the primer, it's come out a little bit rough. So, and these two bits here have to come out, I've realised. So let's see if I can get them to come out. I don't know how they ended up being in, to tell the truth. I think I glued them when I didn't need to. Yeah, they're coming out alright. So anyway, as I say, I primed the inside of that, and basically now I'm just going to paint the inside red, and I'll leave it to set overnight and we'll see how it gets on. I just need to take this out here, try and keep my fingers away from the blades. That's my fault. I put glue on these bits instead of just using those little, moving posts, if you like, just to move the wood around. I think I'm almost at the point of needing a new blade in this this knife. Just see if I can get this to trim out. There we go. It's coming out. That's what we want. This one's been a little bit more tricky on this side. I go back to always remember to cut away from you, especially when it's being awkward, because if you're cutting towards you and that knife slips, it's right into your finger. And believe me when I tell you that when your fingers bleed, they bleed. I wonder if I can trim this out with my sander. The problem was when I took the old covering off, I ended up breaking a couple of bits, which I couldn't then recover. So I used these as a kind of like a prop, if you like. Yeah, that should be all right, I think. Like that. There we go. And we'll see how that does. So now we're going to paint it number 10 on the inside, make it like all the others, and then hopefully I can get this video put together and get it out on the net tonight. We'll see. But I'm hoping to get back to my regular Mondays and Thursdays. It should be coming soon. I mean, eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that the shape is nearly finished, actually. This is the last. I say it's not the last. It's the last construction part, if you like. Once this little captain's lifeboat is mounted on the ship, there's only then one more flag and two cross-mast sails, which make it quite interesting, I think. So, it doesn't look too bad. The great thing about having put primer on is you can see where you haven't painted. It's a lot clearer than it is just on the wood. I don't know why I keep picking up bits of white on my brush now. The bits are just chipped out, I think. Let's try and get this off a bit. Let's put a little bit of water in the paint. A couple of dribbles of, loosen it up. And you see the difference. The paint now runs just that little bit easier. Now, I know that the outside of this gets red on the top, but I won't do that yet. I'll do it in a few seconds. I'll do the insides first. So, leave this with me for a few seconds, and I'll come back to you when I've got the ship painted red on the inside. See you in a second. Right guys, you can see that I've painted the inside red. This is the red number 10. There's a couple of little touches around the rim which need to be touched up. Still picking up a little bits of white here and there, but I think I've got it all. There we are. So leave that to set overnight. For you, that'll be the end of this video, and you'll join me again when we start to fit out the internals. I see a couple of little bits that you just touch it with a wet brush and it covers them up. A couple of little titchy bits. I think I've got a hole in the front. I'll fill that up there. Okay, that's it. I shall see you on the next one.